Okay. All right, Rory, I think it's always hard to follow up a 64 in a way that's going to make any golfer happy that holds themselves to a really high standard, but still 2 under for the day. Walk us through how the round came together.
Yeah, didn't get off to quite as good a start as I did yesterday. And I just didn't get I didn't build the momentum early on in the round like I had yesterday. I 3-putted the 4th hole for par, bogeyed the 5th hole. And I bounced back well after that, but those are really holes that you're looking to birdie, and to play those 2 holes and 1 over, I felt like I was always just playing catch up from there. Mm-hmm. I played okay on the way in. I just wasn't as efficient with my scoring. I drove the ball just as well today as I did yesterday, and I give myself plenty of chances. I just didn't convert quite as many, and then when I got myself up around the greens, like on 11, the drivable par 4, I didn't get that up and down. Didn't get up and down on 12 when I got it up around the green as well. So just those little things that keep your round going. I just didn't do those quite as well today.
Standing over the putter today, did you have a different thought or a different feeling that might have been better yesterday?
Yeah, maybe wasn't quite as committed to my lines. I think if anything, I rarely start the ball offline. If I don't make a putt that I feel like I should make, it's more down to commitment and not maybe not committing fully to the line that I've picked, or second guessing the read or something like that. And there's maybe a little more second guessing going on today than there was yesterday.
Okay.
You definitely haven't seen this yet, but Phil went on Twitter this morning and said that the
46 inches.
Yeah,
I saw it.
What are your thoughts? Because not many guys are even at that.
No, I went back to 44 and a half earlier this year. I don't think driver length is the right way to tackle what the governing bodies want to do. I would be in agreement with Phil. It's not, there's, a lot of amateurs just pick a driver off the rack and it's going to be 45 and a half inches. No one's even thinking of going to that. So it's not I'd be very surprised to hear the average golfer play a driver shaft any longer than 45 and a half. So don't think it's going to make a huge difference.
As we get through the summer here, has your pre-round range routine changed much at all, or what does that look like in terms of length?
Yeah, I think with the heat as well, it's definitely got shorter over the last few weeks. Sort of earlier in the year when you're sort of, your warm-ups are half warm-up, half practice. I'd probably get to the putting green an hour and 30 beforehand. Where nowadays it's like an hour is plenty of time. So, especially with the heat, you don't want to be out there too long with the sun beating down on you before going out to play. So, certainly a little shorter as the years went on.
Rory, Patrick Cantley was just in here talking about the moment he fell in love with golf. He talked about it in high school when he could drive to the course. Do you have a memory of the first time you really kind of got hooked?
It was probably too long ago. I was sort of hooked from a very young age. I always remember, growing up in Northern Ireland, the PGA Tour golf was on at nighttime.
Oh.
So I remember always going to bed after watching on a Saturday and Sunday, so inspired to go, looking, watching my idols, watching the people I looked up to, going to bed on that Sunday night, so inspired to go out the next day and practice or, try to get better. And so that was, but that was from a real early age. I would say, from what I can remember, 7, 8, 9 years old. I remember Tiger winning the U.S. Amateur. Yeah. I remember watching that. So even before he turned pro, I was loving watching that and playing and practicing and trying to get better.
And then speaking of watching players, just a quick follow-up. Do you have a memory of the first Ryder Cup you ever watched on television or whatever?
Yeah, the first Ryder Cup I watched was 97, Valderrama, but the one that I actually remember feeling anything was 99. I cried on the Sunday night of 99 when Europe lost.
So I was going to ask you if you like Tiger so much that you ever had divided loyalties, but sounds like no.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I cried. I cried that night whenever Europe lost.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No worries. I was crying with tears today when Ronaldo joined United again.
Speaking of Ryder Cup, can you describe what Ian Poulter brings or the effect he has on the team?
Yeah, it's he brings his game, which is tailor-made for a Ryder Cup in terms of how he plays, and he's tough to play in match play because you look at the ball striking and it's maybe not as good as all the other aspects of his game, and they're the guys that are tough to beat in match play because you always think you're going to win the hole and they end up halving it or getting to so he's tough to play. So like as a match player he's really good, but then there's that intangible that he brings to the team room and how he makes everyone feel and energizes everyone else around him. So he brings a lot to the table, a lot more than just a player. He brings more than that.
Is it almost contagious? I mean,
yeah, that's why I love playing with him. I mean, we've played together in the last few Ryder Cups and we've done well, and I feed off that energy.
Do you talk to him or do you just let him do his own thing?
I talk to him. There's times where I need to talk to him, and I remember at Glen Eagles, I think it was a 4-ball. I literally carried him for 15 holes. He won't mind me saying this. He played terrible. For 14 holes, and he chipped in from the front of that green, and it's literally it was the one thing he did all day. He did nothing else, and that's the only highlight they played for the rest of the day. It was just Poulter doing this with his chest, but yeah, you let him do his thing and whatever. But he's definitely, he's got it's infectious. His passion and his energy.
Thank you.
I know you can't get into specifics, but do you guys have a sense yet of who you'll be playing with?
Not really. I spoke to Paddy a couple of days ago. I think you have the tried and true partnerships that have been there, but everything's so much more analytical nowadays, and what the stats could throw up a partnership out of nowhere and be like, okay, well these two guys seem to match up well. So
does he ask for preferences or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, I think us on the European team, it seems like all 12 of us would be very happy playing with whoever. So that's the dynamic of our team, and you put me with any one of those other 11 guys, and I'll be happy to go out there and try to win a point for Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, Rory.